Welcome to the world of anime recaps, and today we'll go over the story of anime Tomodachi game. Katakiri Yuichi is a high school student who cherishes his close friends, Shibe Makoto, Sawaragi Shiho, Mikasa Tenji, and Kokorogi Yutori. Yuichi can be seen delivering newspapers in order to raise money for the school trip as he wants to go with all of his friends. Yuichi is able to raise the money, and as the day is going as usual, there's a twist to the story. It turns out that the 20 million yen that the class had raised for the school trip has been stolen, and the first blame is put onto Makoto Shibe and Sawaragi Shiho as they're the class representatives. The two get blamed and end up not attending school for a little while, ignoring all texts and calls. Sometime later, Yuichi receives a letter that tells him to come to school at his place. He reaches the school only to know that all of his friends were there as well. Yuichi realizes that they were set up by someone else, but before they could do something, they get kidnapped. Yuichi wakes up to find himself and his friends in a white room. A strange guy resembling Manabu from a controversial anime visits them and tells them that they're under 20 million yen of debt. Manabu reveals that one of the five friends was the one who stole the school trip money in order to participate in the Tomodachi game, a game that tests trust between friends. The total debt gets equally distributed among everyone, and Manabu takes them to the location of the first game. The first game consisted of simple questions that were obvious to answer, and one answer will get them to the next game. However, it turned out that they kept losing the first rounds until Yuichi's turn. He realized the existence of a traitor and broke the rules of the game by talking. He threatens the group and leads them to answer the right way, clearing the first game while doubling his own debt to save Yutori. The group proceeds to the next game, while Yuichi stays behind to look for clues when Shiho unexpectedly confesses her love to him. The second game starts, and it's a game about bad-mouthing your friends. The audience votes out the best one among them, and they move through the marked spaces. The one who reaches the end line first takes on all the burden. The group decides to cooperate on this game as their friends, but it's clear that someone is a traitor in the game when their debt increases. Shiho's secret about loving Yuichi and her relationship with Tenji gets revealed by someone, and Shibe gets into an argument with the other guys as he has feelings for Shiho as well. The scenario gets even more twisted when Yutori's secret about her compensated dating in her past to avoid bullying at school gets revealed. She blames Shiho as she was the only one who knew. While all this is going on, Mikasa Tenji is revealed to be the actual traitor with the sole purpose of taking revenge on Shiho for what she did to Tenji in the past. Tenji plays the whole situation well to destroy Shiho's relationships with the rest of the group, utilizing this opportunity to court Shiho with sympathy. Tenji's plan is going well as Yutori and Shiro get into a serious fight. Shiho, who's leading in the marked spaces, gets a special option to nominate anyone to reveal their background. Shibe volunteers to gain Shiho back but ends up revealing his father's sins. Shibe gets accused of murder, and at this moment, Tenji realizes that Yuichi was up to something. Yuichi offers a plan to spot the traitor, but his plan fails and Shiho ends up at the brink of taking all the debt. The last round starts and Yuichi pulls an actual strategy to spot the traitor. Tenji gets caught red-handed, and Yuichi reveals that everything was part of his plan and that both Yutori and Shiho were working with him. Tenji tries to get away by crying his eyes out, but Yuichi shows him his real nature and leaves him terrified. Yuichi saves Shiho by revealing that he lied in the game and he has murdered people in the past. When he's about to go to the next game, remarking that he will destroy the Tomodachi game's management, Tenji joins him as they fall down while Tenji kisses Yuichi. A flashback shows young Yuichi with his adoptive mother in the hospital, telling him the importance of having friends while Yuichi is counting cash. The two wakes up locked with a single bottle of water. Tenji explains his past and his hate for Shiho while doubling his debt just to gain Yuichi's trust. Tenji was involved in the Tomodachi game before as well, when his friends caused him to take 20 million yen of debt just to spend on Shiho. His father was killed due to the Tomodachi game's involvement. The boys arrive at the third game to compete in a hide-and-seek game against Group K. Group C, Yuichi's group, includes a random girl named Maria. The game starts and Tenji decides to be the one hiding while Chuzo, the captain of Group K, hides for them. Tenji hides in a cave trusting Yuichi. 2 days pass and there's no sign of Yuichi. The management reveals the reason being the constant watch over Yuichi. Tenji's about to give up but decides to cling to his last hope, Yuichi. Yuichi makes his move by trying to provoke Hyakutaro. He requests to join Group K, to which K declines after asking their captain. Yuichi builds up Hyakutaru's frustration by being rough with Maria, who was also playing along. Maria was revealed to be the member of the management. Yuichi manages to get food to Tenji and Hyakutaru to join his team in Hyakutaru's urge to protect Maria. When Yuichi's win was seeming obvious, there's a plot twist. The actual leader of Group K is revealed to be K, as he has been seen ordering Chuzu around. K convinces Maria to ditch Yuichi, and Yuichi's loss seems confirmed when K finds Tenji's location. Manabu reveals the result of the game and leaves everyone surprised. It turned out that Yuichi had convinced Chuzu to give up after he threatened to hurt Hyakutaro over the phone. Chuzu starts beating Yuichi but later stops, saying that Yuichi never hurted Hyakutaro and the finger-breaking sounds were his own. The two return to find out the situation Shiba Makoto was in. His father was murdered and Shiba was being accused. Shiba was nowhere to be found. Yuichi breaks his friendship with Yutori, but later receives a call to play Tomodachi game to save Yutori. Yutori arrives at the location, but finds out that the call was to lure him in by a guy named Kuroki. He offers 3 games to let them go. The first game involves taking punches from a tank of a guy. Yuichi volunteers and receives those blows. Yuichi gets 3 of his nails pulled out in the second game after Yutori started to cry after trying to volunteer in this game. Kuroki demands Yutori to dance naked in front of his gang while offering Yuichi to receive 3 stabs in his hand as no one wants to see him naked. He receives the stabbing while screaming in pain as blood flows through his hand. While Yutori is bandaging his hand and asks her to leave as she might see something scary if she stays. Yutori refuses and Yuichi challenges Kuroki to a game of rock, paper, scissors while waging 10 million yen with the condition of cutting fingers. He uses crowd pressure, forcing Kuroki to play. He manipulates Kuroki, thinking that he can only throw a rock or a paper because of his damaged hand, and beats Kuroki by throwing a scissors with his other hand. Kuroki gets angry, but the real management of the Tomodachi game arrives and takes down Kuroki and some of his men. Yuichi shows his real nature and terrifies Kuroki while threatening him with cutting his fingers. Yuichi passes out due to the loss of blood before cutting any of Kuroki's fingers, but succeeds in making Kuroki's men lose trust in him. Tsukino takes Kuroki away as she explains that this was Yuichi's plan all along and how he destroyed Kuroki's connections. Tsukino calls Yuichi a monster throughout the show. Tomo and Maria help Yuichi get medical aid as he had already lost so much blood. Yuichi requests Tenji and Yutori to save Shiba at any cost since he's their friend. Thanks for watching the video. Drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more anime content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.